What's going on, Tamers? East here, and with the EX09 Versus Monsters set releasing soon for the Digimon Card Game, I wanted to do a really quick overview of all the different archetypes for this set. In this video, we're going to talk about the version 3 DM trait Digimon cards, but if you want to know more about the other archetypes from this set, check out the other videos on the channel. And with that, let's take a look at the version 3 trait cards. Just judging them by face value, I think that the version 3 cards might be one of the most interesting traits in the entire EX9 set. Looking at the cards very quickly here, the level 3s and below do pretty much the same as all the other versions level 3s and below, where the egg allows you to evolve at cost minus in some way. In this case, whenever you evolve into a version 3 trait Digimon, he's going to allow you to do that at cost minus 1 by slotting in one face down card from your hand. Your level 3 Kunemon is actually going to be your training card. For folks who aren't aware what the training effect is, I have more information in a video coming soon about the entire effect itself, because it's a core mechanic of this entire set. But in raising and in the battle area, you can simply just rest the Digimon and then take one card from the top of your deck and then just put it underneath it as a face down card. Additionally, your Patamon, the other level 3, is going to be your basic searcher, allowing you to search 3 and grab essentially 2 cards off of that. The level 4s are pretty varied and have some really good use cases. The Unimon allowing you to recover if you have less security than your opponent. The Ogremon allowing you to delete Digimon, and then your Sukumon acting essentially a free evolver in the late game. He's similar to a lot of the other level 4 version cards, where he can take 3 cards from your trash, put them underneath him face down, and then evolve into a version 3 card from the hand or the trash. Keep in mind that you are paying the cost for that evolution though, but hold on, because we'll get to a way maybe you can skirt that in a minute. So for your level 5s here that you're actually going to be evolving the Sukumon into, you've got essentially technically 2 choices. The Chimeramon I think is for a different use case, so we'll hold off on him for now. But you have removal in the Andromon here, and allow you to DP minus based on how many face down source cards you have. The other option, I think the more interesting one, is the Edamon here, where he says that whenever you evolve into him from a version 3 Digimon, for every face down card you have in your sources, you can reduce the evolution cost by 1. So in this case, because the Sukumon puts 3 sources underneath, and he evolves from a Sukumon for 3 costs, it essentially becomes a free evolve. He's got security attack +1, as well as on evolve and on attack. He's going to allow you to trash your bottom face down card and then recover 1. Honestly, that's a pretty incredible effect for an Edamon card. I'm surprised they gave him something so good. Similar to all the other version lines, the version 3 cards have an ace card for the level 6, in this case being High Andromon Ace, who's essentially a defensive unit. This guy allows you to take an 8,000 DP or lower Digimon and put it at the bottom of security. It doesn't have to be your opponent's, it can actually be yours, which I think has some really interesting use cases outside of just the version 3 cards, but I digress. By doing that, you can actually trash your opponent's top security, so defense, like removal, and removing their security at the same time. Additionally, you can save your version 3 Digimon on the board once per turn by anytime they be removed from the board. If you just trash your top security, they just aren't removed. Pretty similar and reminiscent of the Dominimon Angels effect if you play that card or that deck. Some of my early takeaways from this deck specifically are that the Sukumon and Edamon combination seems incredibly memory efficient, where you can just play down that Sukumon for only 3 costs at the end of turn. He's going to allow you to just take the 3 cards from trash, put them underneath like so, and then evolve for 3 costs, but then the Edamon's going to reduce that cost by 3. So, but if you can get to the Sukumon in the late game, have a couple cards in trashed, then you can just evolve into the Edamon. You also get to recover. He's got Sec +1. I think this is a fantastic card overall. And while this Edamon is quite good, I think that the one thing that makes this kind of balanced is that the version 3 cards are missing a jamming and inheritance effect, where the version 1 and version 2 actually have one. One way you can actually shore up this weakness is by making him a little bit bigger, in that you can use the File Island option card as a way to slot underneath your security, and then your DM trait Digimon, for every 1 face down card they have, they get +1,000. So in this case, you've got an 11,000 2-check Digimon. Sorry, I actually forgot because I put the other version 3 cards face down underneath him just for the example, but another way to save the Edamon is actually to use the Patamon's barrier effect, which, while isn't perfect, still is a way to keep him around. You can combine this with other inheritance effects like the Kunemon's piercing effect, which allows you to be a bit more aggressive on board. And again, once you've got that File Island down, you can also make some big swings over Digimon as well. And I didn't talk about him much before, but the Chimeramon is actually a really good card. Again, in the late game, you're going to be able to assemble him for a really cheap cost, and then his effect allows you to slot in other cards. And because this version 3 archetype has so many really good inheritance effects that are pretty offensive focused, or just honestly pretty, I don't know, flexible overall, you can slot in the Kunemon for piercing, you can slot in the Patamon for block, or for barrier rather, you can slot in the Sukumon for blocker, or you can slot in the Edamon for DP minus. Again, you just have a really good rondo of effects, and that's not even including some of the other things like the Ogremon for draw and drop, and then the Unimon as well for another DP minus alongside the Andromon for blocker. So yeah, I feel like this has one of the most flexible game plans of all the version cards that I've seen so far. The one thing that I am a little bit wary of is that a lot of the effects in this deck outside of the Andromon seem like they're kind of focused on taking out level 5s and below. When you take a look at the high Andromon only being able to take out an 8,000 lower DP Digimon, that's typically at the level 5. And there's also the Ogremon, who only lets you delete level 4 Digimon or lower, so again, once you get to level 6, I feel like the deck might struggle, but that's probably where the Chimeramon should come in to clean up. And with that, we're going to wrap up the version 3 overview for the EX9 set for the Digimon card game. Again, I think that the version 3 cards are probably some of the most interesting version cards out of all of them, and as a natural Edamon fan myself already, I think this is just an easy pickup for me. I think there's some really interesting synergy that can be made with some of the other Edamon and Sukamon cards, and definitely interested to try that out. If you folks are also cooking up something and have some ideas about the deck or some of the other things that you can do with the version 3 cards, let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely be reading there as well. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Before you get out of here, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.